Sometimes the biggest changes really do start with the smallest steps. And today, we've got a fantastic example of exactly that coming out of Hubli. A community initiative there managed to get this remarkable and almost immediate result. It's a great story. Okay, let's jump right in.
So that really brings us to the big question, right? How can a community initiative actually create change? I mean, how does a local group take an idea and turn it into real, tangible action that actually makes their neighborhood better? Well, this story, it's like a simple but really powerful blueprint for just that.
All right, so let's get into it. This was a really special initiative, and it was all driven by this dedicated group who, they saw a problem right there in their own community, and, this is the important part, they decided they were going to be the ones to solve it.
So who are the people who got the ball rolling? It was the women's wing of Jama-e-Islami Hind in Hubli. And what's so crucial to understand here is that this wasn't some top-down order from somewhere else. No, this was a true grassroots project. It was planned and led by women from the community working for the benefit of their own community. That's a huge deal.
And they were smart about it. They didn't try to tackle the entire city's problems all at once. That would be overwhelming, right? Instead, they focused all their energy on one specific neighborhood, New Ananag. And really, this is such a classic and effective strategy when it comes to community organizing. You concentrate your efforts where you can make a difference that people can actually see and feel.
Now, their goal was way bigger than just, a one-day cleanup event. They were aiming to build what they called cleanliness and purity awareness. So this wasn't just about picking up litter. It was about changing how people think, shifting mindsets, and creating a real, lasting understanding of why a clean environment is good for absolutely everyone.
Okay, so raising awareness is a great first step for sure, but how do you actually get things done? Well, that brings us to the real turning point in this story when they decided to engage directly with the local city leadership.
And honestly, their strategy here was just a masterclass in how to do this effectively. So, step one, they went through the proper channels. They didn't just show up and protest. They arranged a meeting with the local corporator, RF Badrapur. And step two, and this is so important, they came with a specific ask. It wasn't just a vague complaint, it was a direct request for immediate action. Just a super clear, direct, and respectful approach.
So the big question is, what happened? What happened when this community group actually reached out to their local leadership? Well, the result was immediate. And this just perfectly shows the power of what can happen when people collaborate.
This is really where it all paid off. You have the community making this very clear, very simple request, please clean the area. And the corporator's response? He just cut right through any potential red tape and immediately sent out the cleaning team. I mean, think about that. It was a perfect feedback loop. Direct request, direct action. No waiting around, no delays, just results.
And the outcome is just so simple and powerful. I mean, the quote says it all. He immediately dispatched his cleaning team and had the area cleaned. It just perfectly highlights how responsive and effective this whole partnership was. The request was heard, the action was taken, and boom, the result was a cleaner neighborhood for everybody. But you know what? The story doesn't just stop there, with a clean street. Not at all. In fact, you could argue that the most important outcome wasn't even the cleanup itself. It was the door. The door that this one single interaction opened up for the future.
Because what happened after the cleanup is just so crucial. See, the delegation didn't just get what they wanted and walk away. They followed up. They went back to thank the corporator, and they also used it as an opportunity to tell him about other services their group provides. And what happened? He expressed his happiness and support, and they even started talking about future projects. So what started as one simple request, it turned into a real, genuine conversation about working together.
And that, right there, is the key takeaway of this whole thing. What started as just a small initiative, a simple cleanliness drive, ended up doing something so much bigger. It built a bridge. It opened up a channel for communication and, importantly, trust between a community group and their local leadership. And that's what paves the way for even more collaboration down the road.
So to wrap this up, let's turn the question back to you. This simple story from Hubli really gives us a clear model for change, doesn't it? You identify a need, you organize, you engage directly with leadership, and then you build a relationship from there. So the question is, how could a partnership just like this one create the kind of change you want to see right there in your own community? It's definitely something powerful to think about.